From Pendleton Heights High School in Pendleton, Indiana, we welcome you to today's presentation of high school basketball here on NineStar Connect. Tonight, a Hoosier Heritage Conference battle between the Pendleton Heights Arabians and the visiting Dragons from New Palestine High School. Good evening, everybody. Alongside John Herrick, I'm Chris Lambert. We're glad you've joined us tonight as we get together with a couple of conference rivals that always bring it when they face each other. Both of these teams not off to the hottest start, but they're ready to get things going in a key HHC battle. Mount Vernon and Delta, both with no losses in the HHC thus far, John. Pendleton Heights and New Palestine tonight, they have one loss apiece, and they're looking to hang number 2 on each other, get themselves a little spacing.
Yeah, you look at Pendleton Heights first. They've had an interesting season. They started off 2-1, then they went through a big-time dry spell, losing 7 in a row, and they've won the last 2. But part of the reason for their resurgence in the last couple of games, Damian Warham having an excellent season, as you see right there, not just in the points category, but also getting some key rebounds and shooting it awfully well from the floor.
Yeah, Warham, the senior leader of this squad. Christian Jones averaging 11.8 as well, and Daverick Black distributing the ball for the Arabians. New Palestine, 3 players in double figures, led by Maximus Gizzi, the junior, 18.4 points a game last season, and again this season as well, as the ball is up in the air, and we're ready to go here. A quick start as the New Palestine Dragons control the tip, and that's the aforementioned Maximus Gizzi on the dribble as the Dragons move it left to right in their visiting Reds. Here's Gizzi driving, loses his footing inside, well defended by Pendleton Heights, but he gets it out to Dylan Romine to keep the possession alive. Here's Gizzi again in the paint. Kicks it out. Matthew True wants a three-pointer from the left side, and he's going to get it. The Dragons fire quickly. Good ball control by Gizzi, saving a busted possession, and out to True for the 3.
Also looked like he possibly might have been fouled there, but a nice job by True to knock that down with a contest right in his face.
Here's Tristan Ross for Pendleton Heights, kicks it out. Here's Damian Warham for a 3. That one won't go. Rebounding is True, and New Palestine on the move once again. Gizzi behind the back, kicks it out. True wants another 3 from the top of the key, about a step out, a bit long, and it's run down by Damian Warham for Pendleton Heights.
He definitely thought he was feeling it after that first 3, but that one just a little bit offline. But New Pal coming in a little bit of a different mark. You know, Pendleton's won their last 2. New Pal's lost their last 3, and they're in a big stretch of their season right now where they've got a lot of games on the road.
3-point try from the left side for the sophomore ball. Assist man Daverick Black does not go. New Palestine comes up with it, and we have a bumping foul in front court as New Palestine's Gizzi brings it up. It looks like Daverick Black is going to pick up the first foul of this contest. Black, 3.7 assists, 2.3 steals per game. He's the point guard for this squad who runs the offense but picks up the first foul.
But you can also tell one of the reasons why he gets steals, he has good leverage. He does a good job of sliding his feet, does all the defensive fundamentals that he's asked to do, and he does them well.
Gizzi with a fake up top, steps in front of the line, puts up the shot, it won't go, and the rebound batted around and hauled down by Tristan Ross. He gives it to Black, and here come the Arabians in white. Black gets around a couple of defenders, leaves it for Tristan Ross to clean up, and Pendleton Heights is on the board. They trail it 3-2.
Looked like a broken play, but that's why as a big man you always have to make sure you're around the basket when a shot goes up, because good things can happen when you do that.
Dawson Eastis to Gizzi. Underneath it comes to Romine, puts it on the floor. Black almost with a reach in there, but they save it to True. Ball's loose again. New Palestine runs it down. They'll reset the play. It's in Gizzi's hands, up to the left, blocks, gets the roll, and a trip to the line as well. Strong move to the basket for Maximus Gizzi as he took on Tristan Ross and gets it to go.
And you can tell right there, Pendleton Heights coach Kevin Bates not happy about that. He knows that if they're going to win this game, dribble penetration, you cannot allow Maximus Gizzi to have that. He's already a really good shooter from the outside. You let him start dribbling it in on you and then shooting back from the outside, you're going to be in big trouble.
Missed the free throw, however. You saw a 77% shooter, but he gets the rebound. So another look for New Palestine, and a 3-point shot from the right top corner for Dawson Eastis, averaging 16 points a game himself, and he's built an 8-2 New Pal lead.
And also lots of great showing here for the New Pal fans. Big crowd on hand here tonight, even on the road, and they're showing why with their support.
Short for Christian Jones, and here comes the Dragons again. A quick travel back the other way, so they'll cough it right up. Romine dragged the pivot foot. But the defense for New Palestine forced a bad shot from outside from Pendleton Heights. They'll need to settle it down here.
Well, the New Pal fans know, too, how loud this gym can get when the Pendleton fans get in it. That's why they're making an awful lot of noise behind us, and they are off to a fantastic start here on both sides of the ball.
Here's Ross with it on the left wing, a couple steps behind the arc. Eyeing him on defense is Kyle King for New Palestine. Now it's in the hands of Spinks. Spinks to Black, gets it down inside to Ross. He's going to turn around, work on King. Now double defended there, kicks it out to Black. That's tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Pendleton Heights as Dawson East has got one of those arms out there and deflected the pass intended for Damian Warren.
Also, this is this game starts a 4-game road trip for New Palestine. They are beginning an 8-game stretch away from home, so this is one they really have to get, especially making it when it's a conference game too.
Spinks on the dribble, gets it to the top of the key into the hands of Damian Warren. Warren's going to drive through a couple of defenders, took a shot, put up the shot, wouldn't go, and the rebound put back won't go for Tristan Ross either. All kinds of rim, but no basket. And Gizzy comes out with it, kicks it out for a 3-point try in the corner that's no good for New Palestine. For Eastis, Matthew True lost the handle on the rebound, and here's Pendleton Heights quickly back the other way. 3-pointer from the right corner, and Tristan Spinks is on the board, makes it a 3-point contest, 8-5. Gizzy top of the key quickly as New Palestine gets back on the offensive set. They're moving the ball. Here's Romine, long 2, and he got it from the right side.
Well, one thing they're doing right now, Chris, you can tell the officials are letting these two teams play. Both coaches have not been happy that fouls haven't been called, but they're going to let this game be physical, at least in this quarter.
4 players have scored for New Palestine thus far as Christian Jones misses for Pendleton Heights, and a whistle on the rebound opportunity there. And it goes against Tristan Ross, picking up his first foul. There's 3 fouls on Pendleton Heights already, 4 minutes into this contest.
Yeah, he kind of right there, the reason why he got called for that, he was pushing Kyle King into his own man there. He didn't like it, but when you have the forearm out like that, it'll be a call against you.
Gizzy, entry pass to Romine. Romine goes baseline, bounces it to Ryan Knoll. To Kyle King, can't get it to go on the Arabians come out with it. Daverick Black will bring it up. Gizzy took a tumble on his way getting back on defense, but he's up right and ready to fight. As the ball is in the hands of Christian Jones, and tried to get it over to Warren in the corner, but he was a bit out of range on that one, and the turnover gives it to New Palestine.
Well, that was the right idea. I mean, because Warren was open in the corner, but the pass was a little bit off target, and if Warren catches that, he might have had a good look at a 3. Right idea, just execution wasn't there.
King, top of the key. Gizzy, semicircle, fires and knocks it down. Maximus Gizzy with 4 points. First player to score a second basket in this one, and he's built up a 12-5 lead for the Dragons. Trent Whitaker, 4th season, running this New Palestine squad, who's played a fewer games than some of the other teams in the area because of the continuing New Palestine football success. We'll have a timeout here called by Pendleton Heights to set things up. So that's probably part of that big stretch on the road that they've got coming up here, Jeff. They're going to be road warriors a bit to make up some time, but this looks like a team that is built to handle it. They're big and they're strong. The record 5-4 right now. It's not blowing you over, but right now they're looking like a very good squad in the early going.
Well, also, Pendleton Heights is trying to set things up here, and they've got, again, it looks like they got an idea of what they want to do, but they're just not executing it. Right there, Black had the ball and he was going to pass it, and there was just a miscommunication about where the ball was going to go, so that made him be indecisive, and that's why he ended up getting called for a double dribble. They just need to settle down a little bit. I think maybe the emotion of this game being that it's a conference game against a big rival, as you take a look at Kevin Bates and what a good job he's done in 4 seasons here at Pendleton Heights, and the fact that it's a conference rival and it's senior night might be getting some jitters with them right now.
Matthew True over to Gizzy. Just inside the arc on the right side, he's double teamed, kicks it up top to True, drives, and out in the arc to Maxon Hook, who's checked in for New Palestine. Now back in the hands of Gizzy. Black is taking him on. They get it up top to Dawson Eastis, and he'll retreat and set up a new play. Now here comes Damian Warren to defend him. The shot is up and well defended by Warren as that one gets nothing but the backboard, and Pendleton Heights comes down with it. They're quickly in front court. Tristan Spinks underneath, and a whistle and an offensive foul is going to be called on Pendleton Heights. Tristan Ross going a little too strong to the basket, and that's number 2.
Yeah, the problem is he hooked his arm around. That's why he got called for an offensive foul here. Right there, you see him push off on Kyle King's leg. You can't do that, and that's exactly what Coach Kevin Bates is telling him. You've got to be more disciplined than that, because when you do that, it's going to be a foul every time. And he definitely has the height and the ability to be a better player than that, but he's off to a tough start tonight.
2 fouls in 5.5 minutes as Gizzy pulls up, draws the double team, kicks it out to True, over to Romine, 3-point shot up, no good for New Palestine. And the rebound bounces right in the hands of Christian Jones. He'll give it up to Black, and Pendleton Heights will bring it into front court. They're down by 7, looking for something to go here. Spinks gives it back to Black. Now he's a couple steps out, and Gizzy gives him a little bit of defense as Black will retreat to the midcourt circle. Now over to the right side. Christian Jones thought about a long one. They'll work it around the arc. Spinks will take it. It's off the mark, and the rebound for Maxon Hook all alone in the lane to pull that one down for New Pal. So the right side, it's Matthew True. Over to Gizzy in the corner. And up top to Romine. They'll continue to work it around the arc, will these Dragons. And Romine now facing down the defense of Warren there on the right side. Gives it to Gizzy. Shot fake. Kicks it out. True, a long three is in the air, and it's through. Couple steps behind the arc. Matthew True's got 2 3-pointers so far.
He makes it look like he doesn't even, like it's awkward or that it's contested or that he's going to miss it, but he's practiced so much from the outside that he ends up making it look a lot easier than it really is.
Dragons by 10 early in this one. Black with it. Wants a 3-pointer from the right side. It's off the mark, and a whistle and a rebounding foul underneath.
And that's going against Warren because, again, he's making the same mistake Tristan Ross made earlier, shoving the guy in front of him in the back because Kyle King did a good job of getting position and holding him off. If you don't have position, sometimes you just have to yield because when you do that, you go over the back, it's going to get called every time.
And Warren's going to need to get be careful here because if they're starting to call these, blow these whistles, if he gets in foul trouble early, this could be a real bugaboo for Pendleton Heights. It's the Dragons with it. Final minute of the first quarter. True drives, kicks it out to Romine, lobs it down into the hands of Jack Walker, who turns around and fires. And Jack Walker just comes into the game off the bench, and he's got a nice shot in the paint. And the lead is now 12 for New Pal. 5th
different New Pal player to score, too. They're doing it all right on both ends of the floor.
Jones on the left arc, well guarded by Maxon Hook, kicks it out to Spinks. Spinks, the entry pass in the hands of Damian Warren, spins away from his defenders, pumps it up with the right hand, can't get it to go. Rebound comes down to True for New Pal, and Warren there to take away the lob pass that was intended for Dawson Estes. Back in front court, Pendleton Heights. He's going to take it all the way himself, and he's going to be called for the charge, and that's the second foul. Damian Warren. And Pendleton Heights' first quarter could not have gone more the opposite of what they were hoping for.
Yep, Warren and Tristan Ross both on the bench with 2 fouls. And again, why was that charge called? He was in the right position at the right time, and it was just, again, easy call for the officials. I know Pendleton Heights fans won't see it that way, but New Palestine is doing all the fundamentals right.
There's Gizzy with it for New Pal. He's back in after a short break. 10 seconds on the clock in this first quarter. 17-5 in favor of the visiting Dragons. Gizzy fires. Can't get it to go. Rebound. Putback won't go. How about a third chance for New Palestine and a whistle, and it goes out of bounds. Or did they call a foul? We'll see what the call was as the first quarter comes to an end. Looks like just out of bounds.
I don't know. The official put his hand up in the air. I think that what they might be discussing here was the foul in the act of shooting, or was it just a foul on the floor? If it's a foul on the floor, that's the 7th foul on Pendleton Heights. Yeah,
so
the
officials, free throws.
Yeah, the officials are telling the players, you need to get back out here, and they're going to need to put some time back on the clock.
So the first quarter not yet over.
Going to have to tell the Pendleton Heights cheerleaders that because they're out there on the floor dancing.
There are too many players on the floor right now in green. And
this is always interesting. Every time you see a foul get called right as the quarter ends or right as it's about to end, you sometimes have this kind of chaos happening. But
so now Dawson Estes will get his shot at the line.
Yeah, it is 1-1, even if it's on the floor. So. Yeah, somebody's got to be down underneath there to rebound. But, man, crazy end of this quarter.
Yeah, and not the best way for Pendleton Heights to end what has been a troublesome first quarter. 76% free throw shooter is Dawson Estes, and the first one goes. This is the first trip to the line for either team. And as we mentioned, Pendleton Heights with 7 fouls. New Palestine with 0. Second free throw up for Estes, and it's good. They put 0.4 seconds back on the clock. Time for a 3-quarter court heave. And now the first quarter will officially come to an end. And it was a good one for the visiting New Palestine Dragons as they lead Pendleton Heights 19-5. We're back in a moment. You're watching high school basketball on NineStar Connect.
In this arena, nothing comes easy. We come at you like a freight train. Here, we put it all on display. Nothing but sidestepping, high-flying, over-the-top action. And this is where tradition, pride, and determination all come together. Big East, Pac-12, and Big Ten on Fox and FS1.
Back at Pendleton Heights High School, alongside John Herrick, Chris Lambert with you, the entire NineStar crew, bringing you this one. And New Palestine has come to play, John. They lead Pendleton Heights in this HHC matchup 19-5 after one quarter. And the score doesn't even really show how masterfully everything went for New Pal in that first quarter.
Yeah, they got a couple of guys in foul trouble for Pendleton Heights. They knocked down shots. They passed the ball well. They moved it well. They stayed in their lanes defensively. They frustrated the heck out of Pendleton Heights. They did everything you want to do when you come in and have to play a tough conference game on the road. They did it in quarter one.
Camden Early triggers the inbounds, gets it to Daverick Black, the sophomore guard for Pendleton Heights, as they try to get some offense going here in the second. And Christian Jones will fire an air ball to get things going. Had a good look, but that was a bit short. So now New Palestine will get their first look at this second quarter, and inbounding will be Eric Rodebush. He gets it to the scorer, Maximus Gizzi. 18.5 points a game for Gizzi in his junior campaign. He drives, he finds an opening underneath, and he gets it to go, and a whistle as well. Now Maximus Gizzi strong to the basket from that right corner. He's got a chance at a three-point play. As we take another look, just got all the way around Daverick Black. He really did not have a chance of keeping up there.
If you're a team that maybe doesn't have great speed and you're playing a guy like Gizzi who does, going to have help side defense, going to have to communicate well on defense, because if you don't, he will make you pay either on the drive or on the shot, because he can shoot it from outside too.
The foul on Ryan Knowles is first. Here's Daverick Black putting up a shot. He gets that one to go, and a foul. A little bit of offense going for Daverick Black as he's on the board for the first time tonight. Much needed for Pendleton Heights, as now he's got a chance to complete the three-point play. A nice burst of speed. Got Jack Walker of New Palestine out of position. Went up for the block, got the body. Free throw is up, and that will rattle home.
Let's see if that's a spark that gets him going. I mean, not an easy shot, but when you have Daverick Black's athleticism, that can be a big move for this team as we continue through the second quarter.
Stops the bleeding a bit. It's 22-8. Radebush for New Palestine drives, pulls up, fires, too strong. Rebound bounces to Christian Conkling for Pendleton Heights. He gets it to Black, and here we come. Arabians look to break double figures here as Camden Early's going to drive, found an opening underneath, and draws the foul. From behind, Maxon Hook had no play on the ball, picks up his first foul, and that'll just be New Palestine's second foul of the night. But it was earned.
Yeah, I think he did get part of the ball, but he got part of the body before that. Got some good encouragement from his teammates and said, hey, good hustle play, good foul, make him earn it from the free throw line.
Camden Early knocks down the first free throw. He's not a big scorer for this Pendleton Heights squad, at least thus far in the season. But knocks them both down here and makes it 22-10. A 5-3 advantage for Pendleton Heights in the second quarter as New Palestine brings it across. Maxon Hook with it on the right corner. Gets it up top to Walker. Walker underneath, Romine. Head fake, can't get it to go. Second chance won't go for Rodebush, and Pendleton Heights comes out with it. And Black is quickly in the front court. Dumps it to the trailer. Early had it blocked by Rodebush. And Rodebush in position for that one.
When Maxon Hook got called for a foul earlier, he tried to time the block and just didn't time it right. Rodebush times this block perfectly.
Thunderous. Black will inbound. It stays with Pendleton Heights. It goes to a cutter, Christian Jones. He fires a three. It's off the mark. And coming down with the rebound is Rodebush. Gizzi quickly pressing for New Palestine. Black picks him up on defense. They dump it to the right side. And a whistle as Maxon Hook starts his drive. He traveled with it.
I think if he just would have put the ball on the floor and driven, he had a lane. But it's just that little slight hesitation is what caused the mistake there.
Minute 30 gone in the second quarter here on NineStar Connect. And New Palestine with a 12-point lead. Pendleton Heights trying to chip away. double team shot underneath won't go for Ryan Knoll. And the Dragons have it again. Romine kicks it out to Maxon Hook. Hook over to the left side, Gizzy. He'll work it around the arc and finds Walker on the baseline. He fires a long one, won't go, and it bounces into the hands of Black. Pinballed there from Ryan Knoll. Black all the way underneath, too strong. The second chance won't go either for Ryan Knoll, but there's a whistle and a foul. And it looks like it's going to be on Dylan Romine.
Yeah, Romine kind of reached in right as Knoll was going up for the shot. Here's the thing that's going to be an issue for New Palestine. When they miss a shot, if Black gets the rebound, Davern Black's going to look to go the length of the floor and go coast to coast. So you've got to get back in transition, because if you let him get going, he's either going to take it in and try to do one of these numbers, or he'll pass it out to an open shooter that he is drawing in because of the defense gathering around him when he drives. So you got to keep that in mind if you have a shot up that misses and he grabs the board.
Black with incredible speed for a sophomore. You got to keep your eye on him as Ryan Knoll knocks down both of the free throws. Pendleton Heights on a little bit of a run here. They've cut it down to 10. Matthew True with it for New Pal. Over to the right side. Raudebush will fire it along two. It is short. The rebound being fought for, and there's going to be a whistle there as quite the battle. Romine running it down for New Palestine, and behind committing the foul is Christian Conkling, his first.
I mean, that's a great play by Dylan Romine. He was trying to get the ball, but he was also holding off Conkling a little bit there, and Conkling just reached over and fouled him from behind. Again, nice job of sealing off the defender to make sure he couldn't get the ball.
First one's up and good for Dylan Romine. On the season, shooting 92% from the line, 12 out of 13. And the second one's up and good as well. So that stops the run, and New Palestine will bring in some different faces. Damian Warren and Christian Jones, they had short breaks. They are back into the contest. You see Conkling sitting down along with Ross. And Black has it for Pendleton Heights right now. 5:40 and counting to play in this first half. And there's that speed again for Black as he goes all the way. And a whistle. No shot. The foul was on the floor, and it is going to be on Maximus Gizzy of New Pal, his first.
Again, if there's a guy who can match Gizzy's speed, it's Davern Black for Pendleton Heights.
Inbounds for Jones. Gives it to Warren. Back to Jones. Going to fire a quick three. Draws the foul as he does.
Romine just kind of hit him on the legs a little bit. You've got to be aware when you're a defender and a shooter takes a three from the outside, you just can't graze him. You can't touch him if you hit him low or hit him high. Even if you hit him a little bit, official's going to call that. So you just got to be careful to just get a hand up and contest, and then be ready to get out of the way once the ball goes up.
Pendleton Heights taking full advantage thus far of their trips to the foul line. First one, second one, both good for Christian Jones, with another one coming. They are now 7 of 7 as a squad, as New Palestine will get Maxon Hook back in to replace Dylan Romine, the first player to sit for New Palestine due to foul trouble.
You know, one of their victories in the Madison County tournament over Liberty Christian, Christian Jones led Pendleton Heights in double figures with 18 points in that game. So we know that Christian Jones can definitely get hot, and when he does, he can help ignite this offense.
He's got 3 there thanks to the line, and it's a single-digit lead for New Palestine. And Tristan Spinks almost with a steal there, but New Palestine controls. They get it to Gizzy, out to True, three-point try, top of the key, and it is True. Matthew True has hit 3 three-point shots in this one. He's got 9, and the lead right back up to 12. Here's Black with it for Pendleton Heights, over to Spinks. Puts it at the elbow, spin move, got open, and a nice move for Tristan Spinks to score from that right block. He's got 5.
We're going to see a lot of Tristan Spinks and Davern Black in this game, I think.
And True driving this time, knocks down a 2 as he finds the path to the basket. He's in double figures already, first player to do so. We're not even midway through this second quarter. 29-17 New Palestine. Spinks holds, guarded by True. Pulls up to the arc on the left side, kicks it out, and that's deflected away by Maxon Hook.
Oh, I don't think it is. I don't think it was. I think it was just thrown too wide, and Hook didn't touch it. But Hook's defense forced that pass to go wide. Also, when you're Matthew True and you knock down 3 threes, well, everybody's going to come out to try to guard you. If they overplay the three, that's going to give him a lane to go around his defender and score. So Matthew True taking full advantage of everything so far.
And he's going to try it again. Drives the left blocks, draws the double team, and is called for the travel.
See, that time Pendleton Heights was ready for it. They knew after he drove last time, they're like, okay, we run him off the three-point line, he'll try to drive, so let's send a double his way to try to cool him off, and that forced that turnover there. Great adjustment by Pendleton Heights.
It's like they had you in their ears, John, and they knew that they needed to do that. Here's Warren driving for Pendleton Heights. Spin move, double team, got in a lot of trouble, called for the travel. Good job by Gizzy and by Jacob Hockett to stay on him there.
Then you have a double team on the other side for New Palestine, and that forces Warren into a mistake. So he was just throwing the ball up, hoping to get anything going once he knew he was out of position.
Gizzy, left wing, head fake, dunks underneath Black, puts up the shot, can't get it to go. Trying to fight for that rebound. It's tipped out of bounds. And the fans do not agree with the referee's decision to keep that on the New Palestine side of the floor.
Let's take a look here. I think, yeah,
they probably have a point.
I think they're right. I think that might have been touched by New Palestine. I think Jacob Hockett might have hit it out last, but it doesn't matter because New Palestine turns it over, so they're going to get it back anyway.
Amazing how that quick travel call came after he disputed out of bounds. Imagine. Pendleton Heights will bring us a length of the floor. 29-17, the Dragons lead it by 12. Arabians shown some flashes here in the second quarter. They need to string together a few more. Here's Black getting it over to Jones, and he can't complete the pass. It's taken away by Maxon Hook. Pulls up, dumps it. Oh, what a nice pass in the lane for Maximus Gizzy from Dawson Estes. And Gizzy completes it. He's got 9 points, and New Palestine made that look easy.
Yeah, they did, and they played unselfish basketball all the way down the floor. That's what led to that basket.
Here's Ross, turnaround shot for Pendleton Heights. That'll go over the defender. He's got 4 points on the night. And the ball is in motion again. Maxon Hook driving for New Pal, leaves it short. And a fight between two Arabians to pull down the rebound, and neither one of them could hold on. It's going to stay with the Dragons.
Yeah, Warren and Ross accidentally hit each other trying to get the ball. I think one of the two biggest assets for Pendleton Heights, probably the speed of Davern Black and Tristan Spinks with how they play in the guard, on the guard side, and then down low you got all that height there of Ross and Warren. I think you're going to have to play off those two dynamics if you're going to want to be successful.
Here's Gizzy on Ross. He'll take the shot. Can't get that one to rattle home. Rebound comes down to Spinks, who feeds Christian Jones on the break. Nice pass in the lane, and Tristan Ross completes it for Pendleton Heights. Transition basketball working well for the Arabians there. They're back within 10 with 2 minutes and 41 seconds to play in the half. True top of the key, guarded by Early. A little bit of a screen there by Warren as well, but he holds on. Do the Dragons, and now it's in the hands of Estes. Estes will kick it back out to Maxon Hook. They're going to have to reset things. Man-to-man defense by Pendleton Heights is putting on some speed there as Spinks almost gave Gizzy some fits, but New Palestine controls again. And it's Estes top of the key. Tries to get it to Gizzy, almost once again, and knock away those long outstretched arms of Jones. But it gets in the hands of Knoll on the left corner. I should say Hockett. Three-pointer won't go. It goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Pendleton Heights ball. Defense pays dividends there as Pendleton Heights stuck with it and got the turnover.
Sort of weird seeing a possession move that slowly for New Palestine, given how much they've wanted to push the pace. By the way, Kyle King back in for New Pal. What a football season he had for the football team, leading the state in sacks. He's just one of my favorite athletes I've seen this year in Indiana. Just a tough physical player.
Top of the key, here's Early, draws a double team, kicks it out to Spinks. The pass was a little tall for him, but he maintains control, throws it up in the lane, bounces forever, doesn't go. Rebound comes down, takes a Pendleton Heights bounce, and Tristan Ross draws the foul for his efforts in the paint. Foul on Kyle King.
Well, and then, King did a good job of trying to contest the shot, and this defense here by Gizzy was outstanding on Spinks to force that miss, but King just had a chance, and that's where you knew he was going to pick up the foul, losing that battle for the rebound. Tristan Ross, after getting off to a sluggish start in the first quarter, he's really picked it up here in the second.
Missed the first free throw. You see the numbers on the season, 7.5 points per game, his average. He's already got 6 tonight. Make it 7. A very strong second quarter, taking it to the basket. And the lead is back down to 9 points once again. If Pendleton Heights can keep it in the single-digit range before this half ends, We'll see what happens in the third. Here's Gizzy, top of the key for New Pal. Spinks on him, over to True. Down it comes to Eastis. In the paint, and throws it away. Well defended there, and picking up the loose ball is Ryan Knoll. Here comes another look for the Arabians. 1:21 to play in this half. Spinks will be picked up on defense at the top of the key by Gizzy. Works over to the left side to Jones. Jones back to Spinks. There's Gizzy once again. He'll fake to his right. Gizzy screened away. Comes up top to Early. Back to Spinks again. He's going to fire the three this time. Puts it up! Knocks it down and gets the foul. Chance at a 4-point play for number 4, Tristan Spinks. He would not be denied that shot from outside.
Kyle King tried to get out of the way. I don't know that he did, though, and then a good job by Spinks to sell it and make sure that he got the call, which it worked out well for him. But gosh, Spinks is such an athletic player, doing it from the inside and out, but couldn't get the free throw.
Still 8 points, and brought the fans to their feet here at Pendleton. Final minute, it's a 6-point game as this continues to tighten up as we wind our way towards halftime. On the deep dribble is Dawson Eastis, gets it out to King. King to True. True loses the handle because he's bumped on his way to the basket, and free throws are coming.
And double bonus, too. So, Matt, this will be the 10th foul. So, and this is one of the guys you want on the line, too, if you are New Palestine. One of the things, too, that you know New Pal really wants to win this game, A, it's a conference game. B, they have a history with this team. And C, you know, Pendleton Heights has won the last 5 meetings. So New Pal's tired of coming up short. And I think that you saw that motivation pay off in the first quarter. But now Pendleton Heights didn't like getting embarrassed on their home floor, and they've made a surge. So it's been a very entertaining first half.
True gets 1 out of the 2 free throws to bump the lead back up to 7. 43 seconds and counting. As Pendleton Heights has done a nice job getting this ever so closer before we go to the locker room. Here's Spinks, fakes the pass, brings it over to the left side. It's in the hands of Black. Now 30 seconds on the clock. Black guarded by Gizzy in that left corner. He's got an arm in. Will help in the defense from Jacob Hocken. They'll back it back out to midcourt and set things up for the final look. 20 seconds and counting. Pendleton Heights trailing it by 7 after being down by double figures early in this contest. It was 19-5 after the first quarter. Down to 7 seconds as Black starts on the left side. There's a shot for Jones! Got the three-pointer! They ran that play perfectly, and a half-court heave won't go for New Palestine. But Christian Jones with his first basket from the floor. It's a big one for Pendleton Heights. That three-pointer from the left corner means this is a 4-point game. And just a great pass in transition there from Black. John Herrick, we're getting everything we wanted out of this HHC matchup.
Yeah, and a huge response there in the second quarter by Pendleton Heights, outscoring New Pal 23-13. So New Pal's going to have to go back into the locker room a little bit, see what they need to do defensively. It's going to start with the outside. You got to find a way to stop dribble penetration. Got to close out better on the shooters, because you know Pendleton Heights is wary of that. And of course, if you're Pendleton Heights, you got to cut down on the fouls. You've got to defend a little bit better, which they did in the second quarter. And I think both this is set up to be a very, very exciting second half.
Looking forward to it. There are your numbers as they stand. At the half, New Palestine 32, Pendleton Heights 28. We're back at Pendleton in just a bit for the second half of this HHC battle. Stick around. You're watching high school basketball on NineStar Connect. And welcome back to Pendleton Heights High School. I'm sorry if you wanted a boring game, because we've let you down here. This has been a wild one there, boys basketball between Pendleton Heights and New Palestine. It's the Dragons leading at 32-28 right now. Alongside John Herrick, I'm Chris Lambert. And what a turnaround from the second quarter from the first quarter for these Pendleton Heights Arabians. They knew what they had to do. New Palestine came out shooting very strong on defense as well, but Pendleton Heights started making the shots happen. Some incredible three-pointers down the stretch from Christian Jones and Tristan Spinks. But that was just part of the story. It was really an all-around quarter of basketball, and these Arabians are right back in it.
Well, and some of the Pendleton Heights fans were not very happy with the way the game was officiated in the first quarter. They got more foul calls to go their way in the second quarter, and they went to the free throw line, and as a team they were 8 of 8. So part of the reason they were able to cut the deficit from 14 at the end of the first quarter to 4 at halftime was because they made a lot of free throws. Big thing right here, Maximus Gizzi trying to drive in. That's a great matchup. I love that matchup right there. Maximus Gizzi going at Tristan Spinks or Davrick Black, because that's athleticism versus athleticism. That's speed versus speed. It's going to set up to be a great second half because we're going to see those two guys go at it quite a bit. One thing where I think Pendleton Heights might have an advantage is, as you see Matthew True, who was absolutely on fire in the first half. Pendleton Heights has great size down underneath with Tristan Ross, and then you got Damian Warren with him being 6'6". And of course you can't rule out what Christian Conklin can do at 6'4". Christian Jones is 6 feet. This team is a little bit taller than New Palestine. New Palestine, I think, has a little bit more quickness, but I think if you're Pendleton Heights, you try to continue to use the size advantage to your advantage in the second half. But we'll see what happens. That was just a tale of 2 quarters and a very exciting first half of basketball.
New Palestine led by Matthew True, as we mentioned, 12 points, 3 of 4 from outside. Maximus Gizzi, 9 points and 4 assists. Dawson Estes, 5 points and 4 rebounds. Dragons shot 42% from the floor in that first half. Pendleton Heights being led in scoring by Tristan Spinks. He's got 8, and Tristan Ross, 7 points and 4 rebounds. The highlights as we get things going here in the second half of this HHC battle, and New Palestine has the first possession. It's Matthew True getting over to Maximus Gizzi. Up top now to Dylan Romine. He puts it on the floor, draws a couple of defenders, puts it high off the glass, can't get it to go. The tip back won't go either for New Palestine as Kyle King tried to knock it in. Here's Pendleton Heights with their first look. Davrick Black feeding it inside for Tristan Ross. He gets the shot and a chance at a 3-point play. He could go to double figures if he knocks down this free throw on a strong move inside.
Well, and that's exactly what you don't want to have happen if you're New Palestine. That shot that Romine missed, that's the kind of shot they need to hit. They can't keep living at the 3-point line. You're not going to make everything from out there. You got to get those higher percentage shots to go down because Pendleton is starting to hit those shots when they have the ball.
First foul on Dawson Eastis on the night, and the first foul obviously of the second half. As now New Palestine takes a look. It's a 2-point game. Gizzi wants those 2 back, and he'll get it popping from that left side. He's in double figures now with 11.
It's just he's got such a pure jump shot that whenever he takes it, you just feel like it's going to go down, but just such a great player.
Ross holds high, kicks it out to Davrick Black as Ross tries to set a screen on Gizzi. Now he'll retreat, and it's a matchup we've seen a few times here with Gizzi providing the defense on Black. New Palestine sets up in the lane. They kick it out to Christian Jones. Christian Jones gets it out to Tristan Spinks. Had a big 3-pointer in that second quarter and one in the first as well. It comes back to Black and out to Spinks once more. True is on him. Shot fake. Entry pass. Tristan Ross kicks it out. Black goes baseline. Pumps it out to the arc. Touch pass outside. 3-pointers up and good for Damian Warren. And that is the first points of the night for Warren. A nice time to get them as Pendleton Heights cuts the lead to 1.
Well, here's the thing. That was a great defensive possession for New Pal. They played everything right. Warren just hit a really good shot. You got to give him credit.
A spin and a whistle away from the ball. New Palestine's offense wasn't firing there, and Trent Whitaker will take a chance to settle things down because Pendleton Heights continues to just chip away. It's down to a 1-point lead, and the defense was doing a great job on New Palestine in that particular possession.
This is interesting right now because you've got Maximus Gizzi and Matthew True, who have certainly been huge sparks for New Palestine, but you're not getting a whole lot from everybody else. You got 5 from Eastis, 3 from Romine, 2 from Jack Walker. You're gonna need to start getting some offense from somebody other than those 2 guys. Right now, they have 23 of your 34 points, and I think that's part of what Coach Whitaker's saying. These guys are good. You can count on those 2 and True and Gizzi, but you're gonna need some extra help, especially with the way Pendleton Heights is starting to play.
That junior-senior combo of Gizzi and True looking to make big things happen for the Dragons this season, but they ain't They're in a dogfight right now.
See Tristan Spinks who tried to inbound and say it was his ball. The ref said, no, it's New Palestine ball. They called it timeout.
Just got to see if the refs are paying attention. Gizzy draws a double team underneath, gets away with it, and kicks it over to Kyle King, who puts it off the glass and scores his first basket of the night and makes the lead 3 again.
There you go. Those are the type of shots New Palestine hasn't hit enough of in this game. If they can get more of those and more from the outside, things will continue to go back in their favor like they were in the first quarter.
A kick will stop play there as Spinks tried to get the pass into Damian Warren. So they'll inbound baseline right, and Christian Jones will trigger. Jones looking and finds Warren. And Warren is going to quickly cut to the baseline. He's cut off there, still fighting for a shot. Finally gets one up, can't get it to go. Swatted out of bounds by Kyle King. That'll keep it on this side of the floor.
Well, good job by Tristan Ross. He couldn't really get his hands on the ball, and he kept Kyle King away from the ball, and Kyle couldn't get both hands around it, so Kyle tried to get one hand on it, tip it to himself, and ended up hitting it out of bounds.
Kyle King out, Jack Walker in. The inbounds to Warren. Out to Black. Three-point try from the right side is good. And Daverick Black knocks down his first 3 of the night, just his second basket. 6 points, and it ties the game at 36. But the tie is short-lived as New Palestine moves the ball brilliantly, and Dawson Eastis completes it.
Yeah, you can't get too complacent right after a made basket. Not against New Palestine, or that'll happen to you.
Spinks, top of the key. They'll try for another tie. Warren for Pendleton Heights up top. In the hands of Black again. Gizzy on the defense there. And they'll try a three-pointer, and they'll find it. Tristan Ross from outside, and Pendleton Heights leads it now 39-38. They've come all the way back. Three-pointer in the air, and New Palestine takes it back again. Matthew True has 15, and it's a 2-point Dragon lead.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the NBA All-Star three-point shooting contest, or at least that's what it's turned into these last few possessions.
Jones to Spinks. Over. Three-point try for Jones, and that'll go. Everybody gets three-pointers tonight, and the Arabians reclaim the lead 42-41. True lobs it inside to Walker, puts it on the floor, out to Gizzy, fakes a 3. Spinks is on him. Gizzy brings it to the top of the key. Now everybody was on him momentarily. Entry pass underneath to Walker, turns around, fires, gets the roll. All of the roll. 4 points for Walker.
I thought the ball might have gotten there a little bit later than Gizzy wanted to get it there, but Walker able to get the shooter's roll.
Dragons back up by 1 midway through the third quarter. Push the record button on your DVR if you haven't already done so. Jones with it for Pendleton Heights to Tristan Ross. Shot won't go. Warren underneath, draws the foul.
Well, that, right there, you got to have post communication. If one guy's going to guard Warren, the other guy's got to be ready to get a rebound in case there's a missed shot. And right there, Warren just had inside position. And Eastis has been good. He's been good about sealing Warren off and not letting him get position and boxing him out. But right there, Warren won that battle and drew the foul.
Jack Walker's second foul. 2 on New Pal and a half, none on the home team. And the second free throw goes for Warren as well. Held scoreless in the first half. Warren now has 5. And that's 44-43. Pendleton Heights back on top. Eastis. Left side, gives it over to Gizzy. Spinks guards him, as does Tristan Ross. Bounces it out. 3-point try for Romine in the corner. And he nails that one and drains it. It's 7 points for Romine, and New Pal up by 2.
I've always heard that sometimes three-point shooting is kind of contagious, like a cold, only a good cold, because everybody seems to have the three-point bug right now.
I want to try a shot myself.
I kind of do too. I was
Ross.
terrible at threes when I played basketball, but I think I could make one. It feels contagious. Feel the energy right here.
Slows down a moment as Black sets up the play. Gets over to Jones on the left side. Hooks it over to Warren. 3-point try. That one is too strong, and the rebound comes down to Walker. New Pal up by 2 with the ball. Gizzy on the dribble. Gets it over to Romine. Romine will hand it off to Eastis, and they'll continue to work it inside for a turnaround shot that is up and good for Jack Walker. A couple of baskets for him in the third quarter, and New Pal's lead is 4.
And I said at half, New Pal's going to need to get low post scoring. We know they can get it from the outside, but you can't always rely on the deep jumpers. You need some post scoring, and they're getting it.
Ross for 3, leaves it short. New Palestine all alone underneath for the rebound. Romine hauls it in. Gives it to Gizzy. He's going to pull up and fire a stone cold 3 on the pull up. 14 points for Maximus Gizzy. That's his first 3 of this evening. and it's going to force a timeout as this back and forth game that saw Pendleton Heights climb all the way back and take the lead on a couple of occasions has New Palestine back up by 7.
You know, Maximus Gizzi, who does he look like right here? Victor Oladipo. How many times have you seen Victor Oladipo do that for the Pacers this year? Run down the floor, just confident, shoot the three, and then play with a ton of emotion. That's what Maximus Gizzi does really well. Another thing to note here too, Chris, is as I talked about how Pendleton was getting low post scoring from Warham and Ross and, of course, Christian Jones and those guys. Now those guys are starting to drift back, and they're shooting more threes, while New Pal is getting more post-production out of Jack Walker and, Dylan Romine and guys like that. So just part of the trends that have been changing that I've noticed over these last few possessions.
We've seen a little bit of every kind of basketball tonight.
Really
in 20 minutes of action here. Pendleton Heights out of the timeout. Black gives it over to Ross and up top to Warren. Warren to Black again. Pass to Tristan Ross underneath, gets his defender off his feet, puts up a shot, knocks it down. Tristan Ross, 14 points on the night, cuts the deficit to 5.
Yeah, he might have gotten fouled there too.
Romine driving for New Pal, leads in, splits the defenders and gets it to go. Dylan Romine with 9 points. Lead back up to 7 for New Pal. Pendleton Heights will bring it across. The battle for who has more spirit will continue all night, but right now it's New Palestine with more points. Black fakes a 3 on the left corner. He's going to fire it, and it's long, and it's going to be run down and saved to nobody. New Palestine ball.
Good effort, though. I like the effort by Tristan Ross. He was very frustrated in the first half. 2 points, picked up 2 fouls very quickly, but offensively has been a lot better and has kept the hustle up.
Minute 42 to play in a most entertaining third quarter here at Pendleton Heights. Maximus Gizzi across the timeline for New Pal, guarded by Camden Early, and a blocking foul is going to be called on Damian Warren, and that's his 3rd.
And that's one of those things, I mean, you want to hedge out. You don't want to let him have an easy drive around you, but if you're going to do that, you have to be so careful that you don't make a lot of contact, because if you do, they're going to call that. And as you can see, Trent Whitaker, the head coach for New Palestine, always a passionate guy and lets his emotions show, which I think his guys respond to very well.
Here's Gizzi driving and fouled on his way to the basket. So 2 quick fouls for Pendleton Heights, their first 2 of the second half. This one is going to be called on Camden Early.
Well, that's one of the things that if you're not in position here, and when you're reaching in and you're not really sliding your feet with Maximus Gizzi, you're going to have to foul him. Otherwise, he's going to get a layup or something easy, and you can't let that happen.
Gizzi lobs to Maxon, hook, and New Palestine will set up their offense. It's in the hands of Jack Walker. Here's to a cutting Romine. Almost lost his footing. Got it underneath, but Jack Walker couldn't complete underneath the basket. Here come the Arabians as Black hands it off to Early, who likewise gives it to Warren. In the lane, Tristan Ross goes up high, turns around, puts up a hook shot, and knocks it down. 9 points for Tristan Ross in his 3rd quarter. It's a 5-point game at 49 seconds to play in the 3rd.
I like what Jack Walker's doing for New Palestine in the post, but I think Tristan Ross just has a little bit of a speed advantage on him, and you saw that right there.
Hook gives it back to Gizzi, 36 seconds. He turns on a bit of speed, draws a double team, bounces it away. And Hook's got it again. Underneath it comes. Out for a 3-point try. Top of the key. Rattles in and out and back in for Dawson Estes. And Estes is in double figures now with 10, and the lead is 8.
Well, like I said, I didn't want to see New Palestine rely on the 3 too much, but when you get dribble penetration like that, you're going to have guys open on the outside all the time.
Black fires up one from the left side, can't get it to go. And Warren's putback won't go. A second try for Damian Warren, however, will go. He's got 7 points in the 3rd quarter. And that one will bounce off the rim. You had to wonder the way the night's been going. But a back and forth 3rd quarter that saw Pendleton Heights climb back into the lead on 2 occasions ends with New Palestine back on top. We've got 8 more minutes to play here minimum at Pendleton. Your score, the Dragons 56, the Pendleton Heights Arabians 50. And we're back in a minute. You're watching high school basketball on NineStar Connect.
Carnegie's A Place to Eat is the place for exceptional dining in Greenfield. Enjoy our hand-cut steaks, fresh seafood, herbs and vegetables straight from our gardens, prepared with a northern Italian flair. Chef Ian and his staff welcome you as our guests to enjoy fine wines, dinners, and ambiance. Carnegie's is the place for your special event with a private room that seats 100. Perfect for your next party, business meeting, or wedding reception. We are located in the historic Carnegie Library in downtown Greenfield. We'll see you at Carnegie's.
And we're back at Pendleton Heights. A wild scene here as we head to the fourth quarter. New Palestine weathered the Arabian storm in that third stanza, and they built the lead back up to where it stands right now at 56-50. Matthew Truth 15 points, Maximus Gizzi 14, and Dawson Eastis with 10 leading the way for New Pal. Pendleton Heights led by Tristan Ross with 16 points, Christian Jones with 9. Pendleton Heights had things going for the early part of that third quarter, John, but we got a ways to go here in the fourth. They're going to need another run.
Yeah, that third quarter, the scoring was almost dead even. New Palestine outscored Pendleton 24-22. I bet you Pendleton's saying, where would we be if we didn't have that bad first quarter?
Good hesitation underneath. First shot wouldn't go, and the second one wouldn't go either for Damian Warren. That second one was dead on, but rolls off of there no good. But Pendleton Heights gets another look. Black puts up a shot, gets it to go, and draws the foul.
So these are two teams, Chris, that their record I don't think does them justice. I mean, Pendleton Heights came into this game 4-8, and New Palestine 5-4. They both have played tough games, and they've had a tough schedule so far, because what I've seen on display tonight, like that play right there from Black, outstanding athleticism.
Free throw doesn't go, however, and we'll leave it at a 4-point deficit for Pendleton Heights as New Palestine brings it across. Their first look at the fourth quarter, Maximus Gizzi in the hands of Maxon Hook on the right side, and it comes back to Gizzi now. He is double teamed as Walker Stoll is on him. A little bit of help. And there's Black with a big steal underneath the basket as they tried to feed it to Kyle King.
He was open for a moment, but with Black and his speed, he was able to get over there and step in front of the pass.
Arabians look to make this a one-possession game. Stoll on the right side, gets it up top to Warren. Warren is snake bit at the basket last time. He puts that one up, and it gets it to go. And a chance at a three-point play. Worked it out there, did a chance to go to double figures as well, and to cut the deficit to 1 if this free throw goes.
It's a good timeout here by Trent Whitaker. I mean, this is one thing that's got to be concerning for you if you are New Palestine is Ty Warren right there starting to really get into a groove. He was not in a groove at all in the first half, and now he's starting to really get into it here in the second half. One of the things you can't do, he's not going to win everything and make every shot, but what you can't do is mess up and let him get the offensive rebound. And that's been happening a little too much in the second half for New Palestine, and that has been giving him the confidence and the motivation and the boost he's needed that he didn't have in the first half. So that's something that New Palestine will have to address, but it's great news if you're Pendleton Heights.
Absolutely. Scoreless in the first half. Had his looks and made most of them count here in the second half, and Damian Warren, after the timeout, will get his trip to the foul line. Shots up, and it is good. And this is a one-point basketball game again. A minute gone in the fourth quarter here on NineStar Connect. Maximus Gizzi with it on the dribble for New Palestine. Early on the defense, gets away from him, over to Dylan Romine, and down the corner, Dawson Eastis. Back up top, it comes to Gizzi once more. Gizzi draws a double team, a triple team. Still hanging on to the ball. Clears it away to Kyle King. Underneath, the shot won't go. Rebound comes down in the hands of Tristan Ross for Pendleton Heights. And a whistle and a foul in the process. And it's going to go against Kyle King of New Pal.
Well, Kyle had a very fortuitous situation bounce his way because he had post position with a guard, Black, guarding him, so he was able to muscle his way in there, but I don't think he was anticipating it being that easy, and he rushed the shot a little bit and then committed a frustration foul afterwards.
And Pendleton Heights now has a chance to take the lead again. Here's a drive and a bit strong, out of bounds, but a whistle as Christian Jones drives, and he's going to get bailed out. Matthew True picks up the foul, his first of the night. And that is the sixth foul on New Palestine, by the way, with 6.5 minutes to play. A bonus free throws coming for Pendleton Heights, and the first one is missed for Christian Jones.
Interesting, he was 3 of 3 at the line before that, and you know, the foul totals, Pendleton Heights fans were complaining about them in the first half when they had the first 7 fouls before New Pal got 1. Well, now New Pal has 6 in the second half. They have 2. So the foul totals have evened out a little bit.
And with that free throw, so has the score. 56 all, 6:20 to play, fourth quarter. Here's Gizzy, top of the key, goes down the right, blocks, puts up a tough contested shot, and earns himself a foul call underneath. Free throws coming for Maximus Gizzy as Tristan Ross picks up his 3rd foul of the night.
Well, I think that would have been a better option for Tristan Ross. Instead of jumping there, if he would have taken the charge, he might have gotten the call. But because he jumped, it's very hard to stay completely vertical in that situation, especially against a player like Maximus Gizzy. So if he would have stayed there and taken the contact, he might have gotten a charge, and we'd be going the other way.
Gizzy knocks them both down here. He's now shooting tonight. This season average is 75% from the line. New Palestine reclaims the lead, 58-56. Here's Daverick Black for Pendleton Heights. He'll give it off to Warren, top of the key. He changes hands, puts it up with the right hand in the paint, rattles around and goes. Damian Warren is definitely heating up here. He's got a dozen and it's tied at 58. Here's Gizzy directing traffic as he brings it across. Changes hands on the dribble. Spinks watches him. There's the screen from Kyle King. They'll work it over into the hands of Maxon Hook, and he traveled with it.
Yep, Hook did that earlier. He did it in the first half. He just shuffled his feet and traveled. Not much of an argument there from Trent Whitaker because he knows that was a mistake. But one thing that you got to do right now if you're New Palestine, you just have to stay in your lanes and you have to make sure that you don't pick up any frustration fouls or overplay because that can lead to even worse problems.
There's Warren to Jones to Spinks over to Black. He wants 3 from the left side. Can't get it to go. Rebound position all alone. Matthew True. He pulls it in. Still a tie ball game. Gizzy drives. Here's a 3-point try for Dawson Eastis. That's short. And the rebound fought for. Spinks is on it. He's on the floor. He needs some help. And we have a whistle and a Pendleton Heights timeout.
Smart. Very, very smart by Kevin Bates. He saw Spinks was in a lot of trouble, and he was very close to stepping on that line. So have to call a timeout to try to make sure you don't let him fall out of bounds there. But one of the things that I'm noticing, too, is you might want to consider – I haven't seen the guards in this game, Chris, make a lot of outside shots. I know Daverick Black, he's made 1. We've seen Tristan Spinks make a couple. But right now, the post game with Warren is what's doing all the damage. So you got to find a way to maybe double Warren, get him uncomfortable. Even a couple shots that he's made recently have been off balance. They've been kind of these runners in the lane that they've just gone down. I don't know how sustainable that is. It doesn't seem that way. But if you double him or force him to get rid of it and make him uncomfortable, that might be your best bet because right now he's their leading scorer and he's in a rhythm right now.
He's definitely had to fight for some of them early on before he got this second half rhythm going. It looks like they had done a good job of taking him out of his game, but he's had plenty of time to find it right now. And part of the reason that Pendleton Heights is back into this contest. Out of the timeout, tied at 58, 5:13 play in the fourth quarter. The Arabians will take it the length of the floor, and Warren will give it to Daverick Black. So the last second play calling coming in from the bench as Black brings it across the timeline and dumps it over to Spinks. He's guarded by True of New Palestine. They get underneath the Warren. He's double teamed, and a whistle and a foul underneath. They did a great job double teaming Warren underneath there, but Dylan Romine is going to end up getting called with his 4th foul.
He didn't mean to do that. I think he just got, boy, that's very close. I don't know.
Tough whistle.
It is.
Free throw goes. Starting to get all the rolls here as Damian Warren.
But again, if I'm New Palestine, I'd come back to that. I think about going back to that and think about finding a way to, for him to give the ball up because right now he's been on fire. Everything he's touching right now is working for this Pendleton Heights team.
He's got 14 and the Arabians lead it again, 60-58. Gizzy for New Pal. Kicks it out to Dylan Romine. He's being well defended, pushed away by Christian Jones on the defense. He clears it away to True. Here's True going up strong. Gets it to go. Ran right into Warren. Warren had his hand straight up, falling backwards. Looking for a whistle, didn't get it.
Yeah, guys are kind of bouncing into each other. This is a very physical game, and sometimes guys are going to make contact happen hoping they're going to get a whistle, and good job by these officials recognizing that.
Jones with a long one, can't get it to go, and the rebound comes down to True, all alone underneath the basket. And New Pal looks to reclaim the lead. Gizzy on the right side, in the semicircle in the lane, lost his footing, then maintained control, cleared it out to Max and Hook. Saves it for New Pal. Now Gizzy wants it to the left corner. Can't get it to go. Rebound put back is up and will draw a foul as Kyle King will go to the stripe on that opportunity.
Boy, Kyle's had like 3 or 4 plays right there where he could have had a layup, just put it up a little too hard, and he has struggled at the free throw line this year. So, boy, that would have been a really big layup for him to make.
Sure would. First free throw is off the mark. He is at 42% from the foul line coming into tonight. And that was his first attempt of the evening. So, struggles playing out in real time. Second one could still give New Pal the lead, and it is too strong. The rebound taken down by Warren. Here come the Arabians. We're midway through the fourth quarter, and we're tied at 60 on NineStar Connect. Here's Spinks with it on the right side. Holds. Looks for a cutter, finds Warren. 3 steps behind the arc on that left side. Pulls up in the semicircle, whistle, and it's going the other way. We have a whistle on
Tristan Spinks.
Spinks.
He immediately got called, and he said, "What did I do?" And I don't know. His assistant coach is telling him he did something, but he doesn't quite know, and I don't quite know either.
Not sure we saw it from our position of paying attention to the ball. Gizzy wants 3, leaves it short. Rebound, put back underneath. It's like an assist as Kyle King gets that one to go.
Yeah, he had missed his last 2 from in close, but right there, that was a big make. Kyle's got to be ready because he will have a lot of those offensive rebound opportunities as we come down the stretch here.
New Pal leads by 2, back the other way. Floating through the air and laying that one off the glass. Damian Warren ties it up again for Pendleton Heights.
He's done almost all the scoring here in the fourth quarter. He's a tough guy to contain, but you're going to have to find a way to do it.
And Gizzy will be going, won't be going to the foul line just yet. That's foul number 6. But it'll be an inbound for New Pal. It very clear, very soon we'll be going bonus the rest of the way. And New Palestine will inbound across the way from a 62-all, 3:13 to play fourth quarter. It's in the hands of Matthew True, and now he'll give it up to Maximus Gizzy. Picked up by Spinks on the defense. There's a screen. Spinks finds him, though. True wants a quick 3, and he knocks it down just off the top of the key. Matthew True now with 20 points. He's got 5 3-pointers on the night, and New Pal leads it by 3.
And he might have gotten some contact. He might have gotten hit on the arm, too. He should be on the free throw line.
Black on the dribble. Could be an all-important possession for Pendleton Heights here. Top of the key, Tristan Ross. Over to Spinks. New Palestine Dragons clogging up the lane. Here's a 3-point try from the left side. It won't go for Christian Jones, and the rebound comes down to True. Once again, True the only one there.
Yeah, not only that, that's got to be disappointing if you're Pendleton Heights. Nobody underneath to rebound that ball to give yourself an offensive rebound try.
Here's Gizzy driving. Can't get it to go. Tipped up. No, go on the second try. Gizzy's got it again. Loses his footing and is going to get a jump ball.
Well, and Coach Trent Whitaker was calling for a timeout when Gizzy had the ball. The referee did not see him. Gizzy lost the ball, and so because of that, a jump ball later was called. Luckily, New Palestine has the arrow.
2:14 on the clock. Gizzy will inbound. And get it in, he does. Gets it over to True on the right side. Drives into the paint. Draws a triple team. Pendleton Heights says they want to travel, but they're getting called for a foul on that one. Boy, True pulled that one off masterfully.
Yeah, he did.
He gets the foul on Damian Warren. That's his 4th.
I'd take it right at him. I mean, if I maybe set something up here, since that's Warren's 4th, I might in the, I mean, you see right there, Warren kind of leaned over a little bit. He leaned over, and he wasn't perfectly straight up. That's a good call.
And the first free throw is True for Matthew.
And I would maybe get something going with Dawson Eastis, try to take something right at Warren, and try to see if you can maybe bait him into making a mistake and picking up that 5th foul.
That's good. 67-62 in favor of New Palestine. 2 minutes and counting in this fourth quarter. Daverick Black across the way for Pendleton Heights. Basket, serious priority for the Arabians right now. Black on the dribble still at the top of the key. Gets it over to Tristan Ross. They work it to Warren and back to Black. Here's a cutting Christian Jones, top of the key, gets a screen, finds Spinks, head fake, drives baseline, bounces it out. Black's open for three, and it's too long, and the rebound comes down to Dawson Eastis of New Palestine.
Again, all red jerseys under the basket to get that rebound.
Across the timeline, Gizzy to True, gets a screen, back to Gizzy on the right side. Palestine will try to run a little bit unless they find an opening, and Gizzy drives, and he turns a trip to the stripe as Tristan Spinks is forced to foul.
Yeah, they got clock is your friend right now, but you don't want to play not to lose either. You don't want to try to just kill too much clock and then you risk turning it over. I like the fact that Gizzy let some time run off the clock, then saw an opening, drew a foul, goes to the line. Got to make your free throws though.
Short front end of a 1-and-1 against Pendleton Heights, another chance at life. Minute 20. Black with the entry pass to Ross. Whistle. Foul underneath. And that will go against Kyle King.
That's 4 on him. I didn't see a lot there. I mean, King does a pretty good job here against Ross. Yeah, there might have been a little bit of an arm hook, a little bit, but
just a touch.
Yeah. I'm just saying, given how physical this game has been, I've seen a lot of stuff not get called, which is fine, you know. These are two physical teams. It's a great rivalry game, you know. And it's definitely been decided by the players. It's been a joy to watch.
Dylan Romine coming in. Eric Raudebusch coming back in for New Palestine. Free throws for Tristan Ross, and they are most important. As time continues to tick away, and he misses the front end. Rebound comes down to Dylan Romine, and here come the Dragons. They have a 5-point lead in the ball, and they have the clock. Here's Gizzy across the timeline. Black will pick him up near midcourt. Gizzy back to his defender. Now drives, goes down the right blocks underneath the baskets. Has it tipped out of his hands by Tristan Ross. It'll stay New Palestine ball with just under 1 minute to play.
And that was the third straight possession, Chris, where New Palestine needed to get a big rebound, and they got it. And then Gizzy doing a good job going into clock killing mode here.
Gizzy looking inbound. They'll lob it to Raudebusch. Puts it on the floor. Back to Gizzy it comes. He gets around his defender. Finds an opening. Puts it up with two hands. Can't get it to go. Rebound comes down to Damian Warren. Another chance for Pendleton Heights. They got to get this one. Black underneath. Oh, a little too far underneath. And it doesn't clear the rim. And the rebound comes down to New Palestine.
And what a play by Dawson Eastis to force the miss and then get the rebound. And then Black was hacking the heck out of Gizzy there.
And time just about running out on the evening for Pendleton Heights tonight. But what a second half effort we saw. 2 second half efforts to climb out of huge deficits, take the lead in the third quarter and the fourth quarter. It's one of the more entertaining games we've had on NineStar in recent memory here.
And the issue, though, Damian Warren, as good as he's been, he just has not gotten enough help from the rest of his team here in the fourth quarter. Big free throw by Gizzy. I mean, these are front end of 1-and-1s. You have to make these coming down the stretch here. But New Pal has gotten the big key rebounds. They've gotten the key stops. It's done it all.
And it is a 3-possession game. 18 points for Maximus Gizzy. 69-62 your score. 35 seconds on the clock. Here's Black on the dribble for Pendleton Heights. Heights has got to look for a quick one from outside. He'll try it for Tristan Ross, and he knocks it down. Well, there you go. Quick timeout. 23.6 seconds and a 4-point deficit. Still 2 possessions, but plenty of time to draw something up if you're Kevin Bates.
Yeah, there's only 1 timeout left for Pendleton Heights after this one. But it's funny, you know, the guards, Black and Spinks, have kind of struggled. The smaller guys have not been hitting the shots the last few times in the second half. It's been the big men who have been doing it. And what a dynamite performance by Tristan Ross, 18 points. But this game is about possessions, and these last few possessions have been won by New Palestine. They've been getting some stops. They've gotten the key rebounds. And then it's such a huge asset having a player like Maximus Gizzy and Matthew True, 2 guards who can shoot it. They can score from anywhere on the floor, and then they can keep it out of the hands of the other team in situations like this where you need to run the clock out.
Out of the timeout, a 2-possession game. It's a 4-point deficit for Pendleton Heights. New Palestine's going to have the ball. And you can bet they're going to look to protect that ball as long as they can here.
Yeah,
run the puck down and get another foul.
And not only that, but, I mean, if New Pal is in trouble in any way, shape, or form, if they can't get the ball in bounds, whatever, you got 3 timeouts. You got to use them because you got to save possessions. You can't have a turnover.
Radebush to inbound. Gets it to Gizzy. He holds in backcourt. He's guarded by Camden Early. And drives, and Early is going to be called for the foul. Did what he could there, but Gizzy's speed just a little too much in that particular matchup. So we'll walk the length of the floor, and with 17.6.
I think he was trying to draw maybe a charge there. But
yeah.
Again, this is the guy you want at the line. You want him having the ball. And it's also such a big weapon in basketball, Chris, when you know, okay, this guy's going to have the ball. We know the other team knows he's going to have the ball, and there's nothing they can do to stop it.
Exactly.
That is such peace of mind to be able to have that as a coach, which Trent Whitaker's got to have right now.
When you are the first line on the scouting report and you're still able to do it,
yeah,
that says something. 7 of 9 from the foul line tonight, and that is Maximus Gizzy, and the lead's back up to 6. We'll see Pendleton Heights has another quick 3. Black will put up a floating 2, can't get it to go. The rebound comes down to Maximus Gizzy, and that should just about do it.
Yep. As
New Palestine has weathered 2 storms from a very game home team here at Pendleton Heights High School. But they will move to 3-1, will the Dragons, in the Hoosier Heritage Conference as they knock off the Pendleton Heights Arabians by the final of 71-65. Dragons 6-4 overall. Pendleton Heights will fall to 4-9. They are 0-2 in the HHC. We're going to come back and wrap this one up for you. We'll get a look at the final stats and notes as New Palestine comes out with a road victory tonight, 71-65. We're back in a bit. You're watching high school basketball on NineStar Connect.
At Greenfield Central, hard work prevails. Every student can become the best version of themselves, having the potential to change the world. Mixing the arts with humanities for student progress. This is a community that runs off ambition and spirit. We demonstrate compassion, dedication, and talent, building off the success of those who came before us. We are Greenfield Central.
And we welcome you back for the post-game show here at Pendleton Heights High School as the Arabians fall to the visiting New Palestine Dragons 71-65. Just an outstanding battle tonight, but it goes to the road team who moved to 3-1 in the Hoosier Heritage Conference. Pendleton Heights will fall to 0-2 in conference play. Alongside John Herrick, Chris Lambert with you. The entire NineStar crew has had a ball bringing you this one, to be sure. As we just take a look, Pendleton Heights, they fell behind huge early. They were down by 14 after 1 quarter of play, battled back to make it a 4-point game at the half, and that second half was a heavyweight battle, John.
Yeah.
These teams went back and forth, trading the lead. Pendleton Heights dug out of 2 deficits, really made a terrific showing for themselves, but this New Palestine team is awful tough.
Yeah, they are. And, you know, again, though, you might say, well, how are they only 6-4? Again, they've played Southport. They've played Delta, who's undefeated. They've had a lot of games on the road. They've got even more games on the road coming up. They got to go to Mooresville tomorrow. They got to play Roncalli. They got to play at Franklin. Their schedule's not easy. That's part of the reason why they're 6-4. But this is a team that can make a run during the playoffs. Last year, they almost won a sectional championship, and they basically have everybody back from that team. And this was a night where, in years past, if when things got tough for New Pal the way they did in the second half when Pendleton Heights came back, that might have been a scenario where previous teams for New Palestine might have folded. This team, though, made a different stuff. They had lost 5 straight games to Pendleton Heights, and yet they get the job done and they win a very important conference game. This was a great one.
And they are led by the combo of Matthew True and Maximus Gizzi, combined for 42 points on the night, 22 for True, 20 for Gizzi. They really put the team on their back down the stretch, getting the free throws to go in the second half, knocking down the big shots from outside and inside throughout this contest. That is a great guard combo for Trent Whitaker, and they'll be doing some good things throughout the rest of the season, to be sure.
Yeah, basketball is still a lot about guard play, and they have 2 great ones. And I think if they continue to groom Kyle King and guys like Dylan Romine and Dawson Eastis and get a little more out of their post game, they can be even more dangerous. But for Pendleton Heights, they've got good guards and Daverick Black and Tristan Spinks, and then they've got guys down low and Damian Warren and Tristan Ross who can score. So they're dynamic on both sides. Again, well, Pendleton Heights is 4-9. Again, they've played a tough schedule. The Hoosier Heritage Conference in basketball, pretty tough this year. So both of these teams, I wouldn't want to be somebody that has to play them coming down the road. They're kind of in the middle of their basketball season. The girls are kind of about to end their basketball season, but a lot of basketball left, and it was a lot of fun to bring this game to you on NineStar TV tonight. We feel like on NineStar this year, we've had a lot of blowouts in football and basketball, but this was a great game. Even when it started off ugly, you kind of knew Pendleton Heights would make a run. How'd they only score 5 points in the first quarter? Because they scored 60 in the other 3. There's some teams that can't score 60 for an entire game, and they still scored 60 in a losing effort over a 3-quarter span. So this was a lot of fun.
Incredible turnaround and a great game. Some of the stats for Pendleton Heights, by the way: Tristan Ross, 19 points and 5 rebounds on the evening. Damian Warren, 16 points and 10 rebounds. Another typically great game for him. Christian Jones had 10. Daverick Black and Tristan Spinks with 8 points apiece. We mentioned Gizzi had 20 points for New Palestine. He also had 8 assists on the night. Yeah. So he just is a masterclass of taking care of the ball, getting it to where it needed to be, or keeping it himself.
Yeah, a lot of people like to say that maybe he shoots the ball too much, or maybe he's more of a scorer, and that's just not the case. I mean, the guy knows how to dish the ball out to his teammates. You saw him. He made that 3 earlier in the game, and it fired the rest of his teammates up. They love playing with him, and he gets them all involved. And it's part of the joy of watching New Pal, because they got a lot of weapons that can beat you.
And that is the way it happened tonight, as New Palestine used every weapon they had, and they defeated a very, very game Pendleton Heights squad by a final of 71-65. We thank you for joining us tonight on NineStar Connect. For John Painter, Bill McKenna, and the entire crew bringing you this game, and for my partner John Herrick, I'm Chris Lambert. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. We're pretty sure you did, and we'll see you next time. Have a great evening. So long, everybody.